Shalom, 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 and shalom. Well, this is who I am, really. I'm a Messianic rabbi. I teach Torah. I preach some, not publicly recently, but I used to preach. Go against the cults, go against fools, mostly. Used to have a lot of fun with atheists. They don't know anything. They don't even know science. But this is who I am. This is me. Now, let's get into this right? There's a guy by the name of Troyvion. He's up in upstate New York. And he's a bloody Yank. And he lost his job and ended up in a trailer out in the middle of nowhere and froze. And then he ended up getting an RV, went in there and he froze. And by the time I got my life back on track, because I got laid off back in 2009, I mean, my life was just picking back up and starting to get back on course. I felt sorry for the guy, right? So, to help him out, I figured out to help him get replacement batteries that would actually hold a charge and do whatever it was he was doing with it. And I also got him some new blades for his windmill, which he was upset about. So, total sum was about $1,600, right? And it's because I felt bad for him, and I don't like seeing anybody down. So I figured if I helped him at least stabilize his life, he would get on and, get his life back together. Mistake. We all make them. But, I wanted to help Troy out as much as I could. Because you're supposed to help your fellow men, right? I ended up giving him advice, how he could do water collection, and I came up with an idea how he can move water from the stream. I think he says like a quarter-mile away or something like that. I came up with a way for him to create a small irrigation system, sort of, not really for irrigation, but it's the same principle, where you could take the water from the stream by use of a solar pump and use that to fill up a container midway or 1/3 of the way, depending on the grade and a bunch of other factors. And then you can daisy chain them down the line and eventually run it into a storage tank by wherever you wanted it. And at least that way you can get water and wouldn't have to go all the way out there. The system would be pretty much automatic. It's just a small panel, a 50-watt UV battery with a charger on a charge controller for it. Wouldn't have been all that hard. You could do it pretty easily, but he wouldn't do the rainwater collection, which is not a bad idea. It's a good idea, actually. So you just collect the rainwater and run it in through a first stage diverter, which ends up going into a tank. And then you can route from the tank through it's sort of a complicated system of filtration. And then at the very end, you got to run it through a UV filter to kill the bacteria. And then you can run it and use it for drinking water. Perfectly safe. I mean, you might hear arguments from the government saying, "Oh, it's not safe." Well, they're trying to keep the monopoly in place. And they're also trying to maintain control. So if you want to look at it for the sake of, is it safe to drink? It's actually safer than what you get out of the municipalities. It's very safe. But you have to do all this stuff and you have to do it right. You can't just do it wrong. You have to get the trash out in the mud and whatever, and then you go in through filtration system, which gets more and more finer, and then eventually you have to run it through that UV thing and kill all the bacteria in it. And then that can in turn go into another storage tank, which you can take and maybe put it under pressure or something, and then you'd have, you know, drinking water. I mean, you have like 55 gallons or whatever, and you can use that, which is not really good for most people in our society today. They're used to a whole lot more and not having to do it, but it would work. Just being him, yeah, it would work. He didn't want to listen. Didn't want to listen to that. Talked to him about the solar deal. Didn't want to listen about that either. Because I knew he was running too much power into his charge controller, so he didn't want to listen. Didn't want to listen at all. And I talked to him about the windmills, because in the middle of summer, perfect time to put up a windmill tower. Yeah, he's not going to get a lot of wind, but you're not going to mess with the wind when it's freaking cold. So you want to do it when it's the best time to do it, to get it up, not for use in this case. Because you want it before the wind comes. And for him, it's mostly wintertime. I've been looking around here where I'm at now, and I get a pretty straight stream of wind. I mean, I can see at times it would generate power and other times it wouldn't, but you know, it's a pretty good source of wind. I'm still arguing with myself on if I should go with the vertical or horizontal wind turbine. But, you know, there's pros and cons to all that. I mean, the verticals are not going to produce a lot of wattage, but they got a slow startup speed. They're going to spin most of the time. They're quieter. You can put them anywhere you want. You just have to run the wire. There's no expensive towers to put up or any of that mess. The horizontal ones are great because they'll produce a whole lot of power real easily. And that's what he's got, is two crappy towers, windmills. It's like good for boating and camping, but it's not good to run off grid with. It's the wrong kind. It's not built right. And most of the commercial ones out these days are not built right anyhow. They're just basically 12 volt alternators, maybe enhanced a bit, but essentially that's what all they are, is 12 volt alternators. But no, you don't want to listen. Solar is pumping too much power through one charge controller, too many panels connected to it and going into the battery. He finally figured that one out. I should have divided it up a long time ago. And just too much wattage. And of course he's draining the batteries left and right, and he doesn't know, well, I don't understand why I'm draining it. Turn the whole bloody thing off, see if it holds the charge. Yeah, you can live one day with inconvenience, but you're supposed to be an all-time prepper, but you know, prep for having no power. No, you don't want to do that. Then, you know, the next stage would be slowly turn things on and figure out where your drain is. I pretty much know where his problem is. It's in that hokey 12-volt distribution network of his, whatever you want to call it, where he's trying to feed 12 volts here, there, and everywhere, and the problem's there. Somewhere, somehow, in that mess, it's bleeding power. Or he's just got too much things connected, and he's draining his power faster than he thinks, which can happen. I mean, it doesn't take long to drain a 12-volt battery down. No time at all. Didn't have the capacity. And his original set of batteries didn't have it at all. They were crappy 6-volt batteries. And even with that forklift battery I funded that he got, which was 800 watts, he was running that to the ground. So, yeah, there's something with what he's doing. It would take forever remotely to try to figure out where that exact problem is, but it can be done. But he's not willing to listen. Then he attacked my wife, not knowing she was, well, she's not really my wife yet, but she will be my wife. Not knowing who she was. Bad mistake. Bad mistake. Very bad. Sent me this like paragraph saying sorry, but he found this person is obtrusive or some other verbology. And I said, The part that got me is that she was quoting biblical verses to him, which he's supposed to be a Christian, which I still doubt. I mean, I generally have trouble with Pentecostals overall because I know the source of a lot of the garbage that Saul of Tarsus taught. And a lot of the stuff that they go for, it's coming from paganism. I know it does. I got pagans that are friends of mine trying to hope that they would finally wise up. Yeah, anyhow. He's a twat. Now I got a person by the name of Richard. Welcome to the channel, Richard. You might have an Irish name, and I am definitely half Irish. My family came from Northern Ireland, in or around a place we know up there. Yes. Okay. Good old daddy. Yep. They migrated out of there at 1538, I think it was, and moved to Scotland, and then from Scotland they moved to London, and then from London they went to North Carolina, and then made a beeline far away from all that. We can go into the reasons why, but it's all speculations, and none of that stuff's really written down. But essentially they wanted to get away from it all, and wanted to be alone, and do their own thing, and be beholden to none. So welcome, Richard. Welcome. The person you attacked is the same one that dipshit attacked. So I must assume you're a Troyvion of some sort. I just hope you're old enough to shave. Your comments left a lot to be desired, nor could you articulate anything of value. You're just a little petty troll. Yeah, that's fine. I've seen petty trolls before. I've seen them go too. So, the only thing I can say for you, man, is to grow the hell up or see a doctor about your mental issues. As far as I know, you're still in Ireland. You're probably from around Belfast, and you're probably a member of the UFF. I haven't got one damn good thing to say about the UFF. If it was up to me, and I was back in Ireland, there wouldn't be a UFF. It had been liquidated. All they are is cutthroats and murderers. Sure, they claim to stand by the crown, but they don't really care about the crown. They're just looking to go out and murder women, children, and old men. If you look at the number of people they killed and look at their ages, they're all non-combative. Young women, 16, 18, 19, whatever, or 42, 45, 48, old men, 50 and plus, and anybody under 14. That's the only thing the UFF ever killed. They don't kill people who are actually doing something, which I could respect. I mean, I like it, but I can respect it. Ah, the twits. The massive inputs of twits. The Troyvions don't know what the hell they're talking about. Following the line of a fool who won't listen. I've been trolled before, it wouldn't be the last time, but Richard, you got a problem, you bring it to me, brother. If you ever go against my wife again and I find out about it, I might have to look you up, son, and then we discuss it like men. Or, in your case, man, versus boy. Either way, Richard, you can't get away with it. Even if you hide behind a computer, eventually the Maker will find you, if you believe him or not, because he does exist. I know. I've seen. He's there. And he will find you, because you've got nowhere to hide. So either way, I win. Then again, it might get you in life. Like approximately 16 years from now. Won't that be a fun time? I know it's coming. You don't. I haven't studied prophecies for the past 50 years for nothing. I haven't took the course through life to see all the things I've seen by just saying stupid, foolish words. Then couldn't back it up. Grow up here, son. Grow up here. Until then, do it. Do it. And shalom.